There are moments in life that define us, moments that break us or set us free. For me, that moment came on a day I'll never forget. A day I broke free from the chains that held me down. Not chains of steel, but chains of the mind. Chains we all carry, whether we realize it or not. This is a story of mental resilience, a story of freedom. And by the end, I'll ask you a question that might just change the way you see your own life. So stay with me, because this is the day I broke free. Before that day, I was lost. Not in a physical sense, but in the deepest parts of my mind. I felt like I was drowning in a sea of expectations. Expectations from society, from my family, from myself. I'd wake up every morning with a weight on my chest, a voice in my head that whispered, "You're not enough." It was a storm I couldn't escape, a storm of self-doubt, fear, and regret. I'd look in the mirror and see someone I didn't recognize, someone who was trying so hard to be what everyone else wanted that I forgot who I was. I was trapped in a prison of my own making, and I didn't even know how I got there. Have you ever felt that way? Like you're running on a treadmill chasing a version of yourself you'll never catch. That's where I was, until something changed. I remember the moment it hit me hardest. I was sitting alone in my room, staring at a life I didn't recognize. I'd spent years building walls around myself, walls of perfectionism, walls of fear, walls of what I thought I should be. Those walls became chains. Chains of self-doubt that kept me small. Chains of comparison that made me feel worthless. Always measuring myself against others. Always coming up short. Chains of regret that held me to a past I couldn't change. Replaying every mistake, every failure, every what if. I wanted to break free, but I didn't know how. I felt like I was screaming into a void, and no one could hear me. The storm inside me was relentless. I'd lie awake at night, my mind racing with thoughts I couldn't control. What if I fail again? What if I'm never enough? What if this is all there is? It was suffocating. Have you ever felt that? Like you're trapped in your own mind. No matter how hard you try, you can't find the key to escape. But then, something shifted. It wasn't a sudden miracle or a lightning bolt of clarity. It was a quiet realization, one that came in the stillness after the storm. I'd been reading about the ancient Stoics, philosophers who faced their own battles thousands of years ago. One quote from Marcus Aurelius stopped me in my tracks. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." I let that sink in. I couldn't control the world around me, the expectations, the chaos, the noise. I couldn't control what others thought of me, or the mistakes I'd made in the past, but I could control how I responded. I could control my thoughts. I could choose to let go of the chains I'd placed on myself. For the first time, I saw a glimmer of light in the darkness. I realized that the storm wasn't the problem, it was how I was weathering it. And in that moment, I made a decision. I was done being a prisoner. I was done letting fear dictate my life. I was ready to break free. That was the day I broke free. The chains that had held me down for so long, they shattered. Not because of some external force, but because I chose to let them go. I stopped letting fear dictate my choices. I stopped letting the past define my future. I stopped trying to be what others wanted and started being who I was meant to be. It felt like I was breathing for the first time in years. The weight on my chest lifted, and the storm in my mind began to clear. But breaking free wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. There were days I stumbled, days I felt the chains creeping back, Old habits die hard, and fear doesn't disappear overnight. But I kept going, because I'd tasted freedom, and once you taste it, you can't go back. Another Stoic, Seneca, once said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." That became my mantra. I started seeing challenges as opportunities to grow. I started seeing failures as lessons, not endings. And slowly, I rebuilt my mind. Stronger, clearer, more resilient than ever before. The storm didn't disappear, but I learned how to dance in the rain. So, how did I do it? And more importantly, how can you break free too? It starts with a choice to take control of your mind. The Stoics gave us a roadmap for this, and I want to share 3 key lessons that helped me rebuild my mental resilience. First, focus on what you can control. You can't control what others think of you, but you can control how you think of yourself. You can't control the chaos of the world, the storms that come your way, but you can control how you weather them. Let go of the need to control everything, and you'll find peace. Second, let go of what you can't control. Stop worrying about the past, it's gone, and no amount of regret can change it. Stop obsessing over the future, it's not here yet, and worrying won't make it any clearer. Focus on the present, because that's where your power lies. The Stoics called this the art of living in the moment, and it's a skill that takes practice. And third, build resilience every day. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself, I am enough. When fear whispers, shout back, I am stronger. Start small. Maybe it's taking 5 minutes to breathe deeply, or writing down one thing you're grateful for. Over time, those small acts of resilience become a fortress around your mind. This isn't just philosophy, it's a way of life. A way to build a mind that can weather any storm, no matter what the world throws at you. I know what you might be thinking right now. That sounds great, but my struggles are different. My chains are heavier. I've tried to break free before, and I failed. And I hear you. We all have our own battles. Maybe you're struggling with anxiety, feeling like the world is too much to handle. Maybe you're stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, wondering if you'll ever be enough. Maybe you're carrying the weight of a past you can't let go of. A mistake, a loss, a moment that changed everything. I've been there. I know what it's like to feel like you're drowning, to feel like freedom is just a dream. But here's the truth. You have the power to break free. You have the strength to rewrite your story. It won't happen overnight. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. The day I broke free wasn't the end of my struggles. It was the beginning of my resilience. It was the day I stopped running from the storm and started dancing in the rain. And it can be the beginning for you too. So, I want you to take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you can. Think about the chains you're carrying. What's holding you back? Is it fear? Is it regret? Is it the expectations you've placed on yourself? Whatever it is, you can let it go. You can break free. And I believe in you. Before I go, I want to leave you with a question. One that might challenge the way you see your life. What's holding you back from breaking free? Is it fear? Is it the past? Is it the expectations you've placed on yourself? Take a moment to think about it. And if you're ready to break free, start today. Start with one small step, one thought, one choice, one moment of resilience. Because the day you break free, that's the day you truly start living. If this story resonated with you, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me what's holding you back. Let's build this tribe together. A tribe of people who refuse to be chained by their minds. We've got a lot more to explore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.